But I'm curious, if you could think of a time that you were really vulnerable, you could be 25, you could be 6 years old, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you just think of the time that you were really having a hard time. If you could go back in time and you could write a little note and slip it into your pocket without you knowing that had some advice on it. How old are you? What are you writing on the note? And what's going on?
Dude, I feel like I'm always really vulnerable. I'm learning resilience as I go. Probably around the college time, like maybe high school to college transition. And the reason that time was interesting for me is because I had been I was homeschooled up until high school. And so I was always kind of craving this social connection. And I also felt a little bit isolated. Like I wasn't the popular kid. I didn't play sports. I was kind of a homeschool kid. And then throughout high school, I kind of was really seeking social validation and figuring that whole thing out, and even going into college. And so I really optimized for social, figuring out social things, which I think is super valuable. And you should focus on relationships. But I think I played it a little small in terms of professional pursuits and trying things that I really wanted to do. And I think that's the one thing that, again, and I didn't start my first company till I was 30. And I think what I've realized throughout the process is that you're never I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I delayed it, right? Because I was focused on social things, and I was having fun. I was partying. I was I was in a band in high school, and then I joined a frat in college, and all that stuff's amazing and I think is useful. But I always had these entrepreneurial aspirations that I'd never really acted on because I didn't think I was ready, or I was punting on them to get to a point where I was more credible, I guess. And so I think the advice and maybe the vulnerability, call it college time of picking a job and move. I picked a job and moved to San Francisco to just hang out with my friends, drink on the weekends. And I took a whatever job. It was a construction engineering job. But I think the advice would be to actually start doing things and to try. And so if you could put that on a piece of paper, it's don't wait until you're ready. Just literally start the thing that you want to do. And I played it safe for a number of years, and I got good experience, but I was always trying to convince myself I was ready rather than just jumping in. And when I jumped in that first year at age 30 and started that company, I learned more in that